something about plants? I know I have more than that. Hey, Emily, what can you tell me?
They're all alive.
I can't hear you very well.
They're all alive.
They're alive. Okay, Ella.
They all have brains.
Okay.
They all have sugar.
They use sugar for
Food.
food to make it energy, right? Their energy. How am I getting taller? Okay. Go ahead.
They all need sun.
Okay. What else?
They make water.
Okay. Go ahead. They give us oxygen. Jacob?
They all start from a seed.
Most, maybe. I don't know about all. We haven't looked at all of them. Okay, but seeds are involved. Edgar?
They sometimes trap flies in it. There's one of them.
Okay, right. They can eat other things. Jackson? What else, Riley?
That they all are inside soil.
Mm-hmm. Most of them. There's a couple that aren't. Christopher? You changed your mind. Okay, Ella, one more?
They have stems.
Lots of them have stems. Okay, so we're going to look at the actual pictures of these plants that are in color in just a second. Okay, so we've talked about the plants need sunlight and all of those things. They need nutrients, they need water, but they get their food from sugar, and they turn all that sunlight into sugar, and that's how they get their energy to do their job. What else do plants give us? What are some things that plants give us? Kiana, give me something that plants give us. Okay, that's one. What else, Aislinn? This one's tricky. We didn't talk about this one quite as much. Edgar?
Like vegetables and
Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. They can give us food. Jackson, I have a special spot for you over here where the yellow and the black squares meet. That's your special spot. You can maybe just sit up, bud. Okay, Jacob, I need you to sit up. Ethan, thank you. So yeah, they can give us food. They give us oxygen. Anything else, Ella? Sometimes, yep, that would be a food. Madison?
They give us honey.
That would be a food. Emily?
They give us orange.
That would be a food, right? Lots of these things are food. They don't give us water, but they can actually help by, well, kind of. I guess when they have the evaporation going on, right? We get some moisture. If we don't have any plants, we actually have drier air than if we do. Kason, what else?
They give us oxygen.
Well, we talked about that one. Okay, so what was the problem that we discussed? What problem were we going to try to come up with a solution to that we talked about a couple of weeks ago? Only a couple of you remember the problem. Here's what I need you to do. I need you to turn to your neighbor and whisper to them what you think the problem was we talked about, because it's been so long.
I don't know.
Okay, so now if you know the problem, raise your hand. Oh, we have a couple more hands going up. Tucker, what was the problem that we were going to discuss?
The problem that we were going to discuss is how do we get our air if there's no plants in here? So we're going to try to find a plant that's best for the classroom that nobody's allergic to and that can give us oxygen, and see if it improves our oxygen or makes it worse.
You guys agree with that? Yeah. So we can't open our windows. Our windows stay shut. We can't open them and let in fresh air from outside. So we're wondering how healthy our air is if there's no plants in here to give us that oxygen. So we're looking to see if maybe there's some plants that could help us. So that's our problem that we want to solve today. And we're going to have to do a little bit of research and a little bit of thinking to come up with a solution. Gavin?
Are those
No. They're magnets, but these ones would be pansies if they were real. Okay, so your notebook. Right now, you're going to copy me. You should already have your title in your notebook. Now, I want you to pretend that this is my notebook. Okay? Probably we have the holes on the side, right?
Yeah.
Okay, some of you might have the holes on this side depending on which side of your page you ended up on, but you've got the holes there. You have written your title up on the top line, which plant is best, right? And you've written a date. 4, 5, 18. Okay, here's what I need you to do. I need you to find this middle hole.
I found it.
Then I need you to draw a line straight across your paper right at that middle hole.
What do you
Okay, that was easy. Now I need you to find the middle of this part right here. And draw a line. Straight down, stop when you get to that line. Don't go all the way down. So I have made 3 sections on my notebook. Let's see, who's got 3 sections on their notebook? Most of you do. Very nice, very nice. Okay. So when we talked about the things that give us air that isn't good, there's 2 main things that we talked about. And they're things that they put on rugs, and they're things that they put in plastic. There's things that can be found in lots of the things that we use and lots of the things in our classroom. And they're big fancy words, okay? So we're gonna use the big fancy words. One of the things that they put, especially on rugs and stuff like that, is something called formaldehyde. Remember when we talked about that word? So I'm gonna make sure I spell it right. So on your paper, in this box, put your finger on this box, look at your neighbor, see their fingers on this box. We're gonna write the word formaldehyde. And in this box, we're going to put all the plants that take the formaldehyde away from the air, because we don't want formaldehyde in the air, right? So that's what's going to go here. So I'm going to put an F, but then I'm going to write the word really big up here so you guys can spell it right. It starts like form, F-O-R-M, and then it's like all, but just the one L from all. No, not formal, yeah, there's formal. And then there's D, D-E, D-E. And then there's hide, not like I'm going to go play hide and seek, but like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, H-Y-D. So formaldehyde, formaldehyde, formaldehyde. Yep. So in this box, we're going to put all the plants that take away the formaldehyde, because the formaldehyde can be bad for us to breathe in. In this box, we're going to put all the plants that take away a different thing called benzene.
What's benzene mean?
Lots of E's. B-E-N, Z-E-N, and then an E. Write it down in this box. Benzene is another thing that they use to make stuff, and when it gets into the air and we breathe it in, it can be very bad for us. It can make us sick, all those kinds of things. So we don't want that, and we know we don't have windows to let in fresh air, so we're going to see if we can do it. Hey, raise your hand if you think you know what goes in this big giant box at the bottom. We've done this before, so I'm thinking that you might know how this works. What do you think, Allie? Nope. We did do that too. You're right, Avery. Nope. Nope. Well, this is where we're going to put the ones that help us with the benzene and the ones that help us here. What will go here? I'm going to give you a clue. What if instead I drew this and I put the benzene plants here and the formaldehyde plants here? What would go there? Noah? So down here will be the plants that help take both of those things out of the air. Okay, so in order to figure out if we even need plants in here, we have to test our air, right? And we can't tell if our air is good just by breathing it. So I found this really cool machine to test our air. So when we turn it on,
I saw that.
yeah, when we turn it on, it has to start initializing. It does look like a video game. Ooh. It's still taking in some air. So right now it's saying things are not good, but it's not done yet. It takes a little bit of time. Well, right now it's counting down 160 seconds left for this one on the bottom. And then this one on the top, it's giving us a number. It takes about 5 minutes. It takes 5 minutes for it to figure out if our air is okay or not. So while it's working, we're going to go ahead and go through our plants and see which ones go in which boxes. And then in 5 minutes, we'll take a peek at our air and see how it looks.
It's not making a noise, like a beeping noise.
It only makes a noise if your air is not good. So right now it still isn't sure. It's still figuring it out. So we're going to let it figure out. I'm going to set it right over here next to the turtle.
We're all getting poisoned by the air.
No, we're not going to get poisoned. Okay. So we're going to let that work until the timer goes out. So you guys going to raise your hand and tell me when the timer is out, okay? Okay. So the next part is we've got to figure out which plants are best for us. So here we go. Everybody gets to have one of these papers. These papers tell you the name of a plant, and then it has some information on there that we have to talk about. So I'm just going to give a pile to you. You take one, and then you pass the other to other people so that they can take one. Doesn't matter which one you take the one on top, works just fine. He's not paying attention. Ah, some of you are reading words on here, but you don't know what they mean yet. It says toxic or non-toxic, but we don't actually know what that means. It says yes and no, but we don't actually know what those mean either. So we need to figure it out. Hurry, Sophie, grab one and pass it, honey. Does not matter which one you have. Alright. Tell your neighbor what you think is written on that paper. What information do you think you see?
That it should not cost 560, 130.
Does everybody have one?